are. That the only way a black man or a woman can learn is if they rub shoulders with my white child. Okay, I can appreciate the sentiment where he's saying black people don't need white people to learn. I would definitely agree with that. Um, Nobody really needs anybody to learn. Learning is really something that you're either inspired or curious enough to do. And learning is something that often the facts of life teach you when you don't want to learn at first. But he instantly draws a black and white picture about a child with curly black hair, brown eyes, and dark skin, with a blonde-haired, blue-eyed son. Is Hunter blonde-haired, blue-eyed, or any of his kids blonde-haired and blue-eyed, I wonder? But it seems from his comment that subconsciously he don't want his family or himself to be around non-whites. Tisk, tisk, Mr. Biden. But again, this is all reflection of my opinion as to what he has said in the past. I'm trying to understand because I'm trying to really find something about my president that I can like or respect. Though I absolutely am disgusted by most of his ideas and executive orders, I still respect the fact that he is the president, and I respect the fact that as of yet it still hasn't been proven that he cheated. So I have to take him as my president, and I'm really searching and digging to find something good about this dude. I'm not even going to get into it on my radio show because I don't know what kind of trouble it would cause my platform, but if you guys go to YouTube and do some searching, just run Joe Biden talking to little girls. You'll see some videos that make him look very suspect, to say the absolute least. So, it is amazing that, in my opinion, Joe Biden is prejudiced, and maybe he don't realize it. I've heard that said that, some white people are extremely prejudiced and they don't even realize it or know it. He may be a possible example of all that. Let's see. Also in the news, Mr. Mario Cuomo. I'm a fool. I just did a Joe Biden. Andrew Cuomo. Oh my goodness, Andrew. Mario is always outlined in my head. One of the family members I live with did not like Mario, and they would watch the news and they'd be yelling at Mario like he was really at our house and he could hear them and understand what they were saying. But I think Mario had passed away, and I give him respect. He was a Democrat, but he was a Democrat back when Democrats were a little respectable. He was a Democrat back in the Jimmy Carter era. Jimmy Carter, I never liked his politics, but I didn't actually find him to be evil. He really earnestly in his heart wanted to see peace in the Middle East and fix a lot of problems. Just his ideas weren't very good. So anyways, let's get back to Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo. Let's see, boy. Andrew was presented with a problem. COVID was sacking his state. Mainly at that time, it was sacking New York City. And we know that he loves New York City more than the rest of New York. I'm in upstate New York, been here all my life. So, anyways, Andrew is faced with a problem. His hospitals were swelling up and filling up with COVID patients. And there were laws set in place where you couldn't take somebody who had a disease that was that had the possibility of epidemic or being a pandemic. So, like, you couldn't, let's say the hospital's filled up and somebody had anthrax, but maybe they were on the mend, but they got the disease in their body. You can't turn around and put them in a nursing home. Something like that would devastate the nursing home in weeks, months. Well, this is what happened with COVID. His hospital's filled up. he had to find some place to go with people that weren't maybe going to die or imminently dying, but still they had the disease. They weren't past the 14 days. So he made a state executive order to override the laws, and he forced the nursing homes to accept COVID patients, and that devastated, I believe, 12,000 elderly people. 12,000 people died prematurely. And my man, boy, what he had to say was pretty awful. Here, we'll play. It's just a 22-second. Here is his response. Right now there's an investigation, and quite possibly he's going to get criminally charged, maybe, hopefully. And I'll be honest with you, at the beginning I was like, well, he was faced with a decision, wasn't sure what to do, and he made the best plan he could. We're not all prepared for all the decisions that come our way. So I tried to be fairly rational about the whole dang thing. But he pops up, and this is what he has to say about it. Let me make sure the volume is low on this, so listen carefully. Turn your volume up.
In this nation are from nursing homes. New York State, we're only about 28% only, but we're below the national average in number of deaths in nursing homes. But who cares? 33, 28, died in a hospital, died in a nursing home. They died.
Yeah, they died. For me, I was like, wow, when I first heard that. I was like, wow. Had he come out and said, I made a bad call. I was doing the best I can. I got hit by a pandemic. All things considered, I did the best I could. Obviously, this was a bad call. I think he would have held respect. He wouldn't have looked evil. Who knows? He may have even panned a little pity his way. Because, I'll be honest, being governor of New York State is like almost being a king. Because he also has control of New York City. And that gives him lots of power and sway. And New York City is the place that provides Cuomo with the votes that get him into being governor. The rest of the state votes him down, but the hundreds of thousands of square miles of New York State, not hundreds of thousands, probably thousands of square miles of New York State, New York City has enough concentration that it beats out the rest of the state. And we always end up with politicians that screw us upstaters because they need tax money to keep their city alive. But anyways, he's in some deep crap there. There are some people that have spoke up and spoke out. Who cares? I mean, even if your mom only had a week left to live, that was her week. That made that week priceless. There's not even a dollar value you could give somebody. That finality took away somebody's ability to say goodbye a final time, to have closure to the death of their elderly loved ones. All I can say is wow. I am absolutely astounded. You know, as I became an adult and I got older and older and older, there was always another level of surprise to how evil people get themselves to be in control of other people and then be evil to them. So let's see. Also in the news, Andrew Cuomo seems to be in a deep political pile of poop. His decision seems to have led to the premature deaths of 12,000 elderly. He is being investigated, but he's been investigated before. Look up Moreland Commission. Homes and nursing homes were not allowed to refuse COVID residents due to his state executive order. A lot of people living in retirement facilities, nursing homes, semi-care and full care were all exposed in the terror mayhem and massacre of 12,000 people died prematurely. U.S. Rep. Lee Zeldin, a Republican representative from New York, told Hannity on Friday that New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's political tactics are to bully and to be filled with revenge and spite and backstabbing. And on and on. I do want to get down here. Let's see. Because there's a spot where he was bullying other people about the idea. Boom, 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 boom. Cuomo threatens New York Assemblyman Ron Kim. I'm down to 4 minutes. So, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo told one of his most prominent Democratic critics that he could pretty much ruin and finish his career. Well, the quote from Ron is Andrew Cuomo said to me, pretty much ruin and finish my career and my livelihood. Assemblyman Ron Kim told the story Thursday in an exclusive interview. Kim was heavily criticized because he would heavily criticize the governor over the administration's decision to withhold the data on COVID. Withhold the data on COVID deaths in the nursing home from lawmakers. Told host Martha McCallum that Cuomo began the call by asking me if I were an honorable man. He continued to yell and let me know that I haven't seen his wrath and his anger, recounted Kim, who added that Cuomo told him that he can go out tomorrow and start telling the world about how bad of a person I am and pretty much ruin and finish my career and my livelihood. In the end, my friends, the lefties are nothing but spice, anger, and hate. And on that note, my friends, God bless. I'm out. I'm gone.